I shared the new link for the YouTube system, the chat box here now. I'll add it to their calendar, so you can just let me put it on their Slack channel, like the new what's it called, the new YouTube link.
Can I post the link on Slack too for them?
But can you hear me?
Yes.
I said you did not have the same problem throughout the week now.
No.
All right. They're live. You know.
Hi guys. Yes, this is the class for silver codes, Paul. This is class for silver codes. Sorry for the a little technical issue that we had. I apologize for that. So I'll just give it like 4 minutes or 4 more minutes for people to join, and so we can just continue. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, sorry. There was a little technical issue that I we had to fix. Sorry, that is Mr. or Mrs. Yari. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me? I would like to know if you guys can hear me. Okay, good, great, and fine. Sorry about that. That we just had to like switch it, and we had to come here. It's the same class, and I'll go over what I said there before I think that I had little technical issue. So let me just continue from where we stopped. So, like I said, once what I was saying before is we have to put the display flex for everything to go like this. And so let me save and refresh this. This was where we stopped. Okay, so I was telling people that I would love to like reduce my image to be small because I don't like the way it's big like this. Like it's too big, and I want that consistency to be in all of them. So what I would just do is to call my IMG tag and do this. But I would advise, strictly advise, because I know that I only have one image tag and the same thing that I want to use on every other thing. So I'm not going to I don't have plans on changing them or doing anything otherwise. So I could do this. But I would advise you that if you are doing something like this, ensure if you are doing something like calling an image tag, ensure that probably you put this in a class because you might have multiple images in that your site. So if you call image tag, that means you're starting all the old image your in your website for that has that say that has access to that CSS file. So what I'll just do now is because I've done this, I want to give them equal height and equal width. So I'll just give them width of let's say 100 px pixel on height of 100 pixel. Great. Let's see what we have. Yeah, so we now have something that even though it's not what we want yet, like it's not moving, but at least we now have this. We have this now. And that is equivalent to almost something that we have here on the normal site. So continuation, since I have this now, I would just now start this one image, this one, so 3 3. or I think there are four. One, two, three. Where's the fourth one? Okay, the fourth one is this. So what I will do right now is what I will do now is I have this already, but now they are not moving. They don't have enough space in them. They are like more big or something. They don't have enough space in them. So what I can target is this tag. I cannot target the what is it called? The image box. That's the function of that. So I can now say slide. Like I name this slide as individual image box. I name this slide, and I can now do this. I can now say, okay, slide. What I want to do to it, I want to give it a margin left of 10 pixel. Equally, let me see. What did it do for us? Yeah, it increased, added more space to it, but this is not what I want. I want them to be equal actually. So let's try this. Let me see if I can comment this out. Let's try this and say we have, you can remember we had slides. That's the one that made the display flex. You can just say align items center. Then I will just justify content. That is now to give them space. Justify content. Let me say space between, but I know space around is the best to use. So let's see what will happen. No significant difference in it. So it's not really working. So let's see. Why is it not working that way? Sorry. Am I styling the right thing? Taking the entire space already. Now understand. Width of 100%. Please, can the HTML code be sent to the Slack group? Okay, I would say I can do that. So I think this will not work for us. So let me just remove that. And let me just do the normal easy way that I think. I was trying to make it a little more easier, but I don't think that will work. So margin left of 10, but that 10 is too small, so I'll just give it a margin left of 17%, and I'll save. So I have this, which is good and fine for me. But I would also want to add something to this body. See, it's overflowing and I don't like it. So the way to actually stop this is actually go to the body part and say overflow hidden. Let me save it. Yeah, you can, okay, wait. You can see there's no more overflow in it again. There's no overflow in it. It's just stable, just there. Just there, no more overflow. Good, we've done that. So let me pick this up and make it wider. Let me put it on a new screen so that we can see it very well. Is this it? No. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is it. We're trying to replicate this movement. So we have this now, almost like what they have already. But I'll just change this image for. Let me look for a black image. Remember, I also said today I want us to go into JavaScript. So let me just get this, and I would be putting this inside there and changing it to 4. So let me just delete this one that we have here. Yes, delete. And the reason why I'm deleting that is because it's in white, and I don't think we want to start doing mixed blend mode and all that. So I want to get the one that is actually black, so that we'll be able to move into JavaScript. So I can just say for.png. Great. So let's refresh to see. Oh, good and fine. This is it. But it looks stretched. But I don't think we want to really go into debugging, because the way to make this one look okay is very simple and very easy. It's using the object fit property. But I don't think we want to. I would not go into this. Object fit property contain, as you can see, it's okay. So if I add this to my code, it will make it work perfect. So let me just put it there. So I have this. So I will just, in this image part, I would say object fit property contain. So it's one other logic that people need to know. Whenever you are having an image that is looking anyhow, try to always test out this object fit property. Check it, try to see if it's contained, if it's cover, if it's auto. You need to learn how to use it for images. Learning how to use it for images will help you greatly and will help you give, so that your image will not be blurry and your image will not also have another kind of look or feel. So now that we have this, what we'll be doing next is, now that's the examination part. That's the main part I want us to discuss, and I want us to finish it in 15 minutes time, so that we can go into basic JavaScript, like I said. So I'll come back here, and now I told you people in the last class that you should try to read about this animation. Yes, I promise to go over it again, but I said read a little about it. If you need to learn animations, you need to learn like basic animations. You need to learn what this is the key property in this animation. If you don't know how to use this and the properties this is having, animation may look different and a bit difficult. If you can learn what this is used for, you'll be good as what you want to be. Yeah, sorry, Oluwadarasimi. The original link, actually, we had a little technical issue that we had to create a new link. Oluwadarasimi, apologies about that. So we have this. So this is the basic thing. This is the major thing you need to know about this. And these four things is now what became this. So automatically, this is amination. This is amination. Amination one. Then you see this property, this last name, this amination name that they have here. This is another main key thing that you need for animations. So knowing this and knowing how to actually do this is key. And that's what brought about us doing the keyframes. Keyframes is super important in animations. These keyframes, these keyframes is super important in animations. So if you don't have this keyframe, it being empty, my voice is overlapping. How true is that, please? Can you guys hear me very well? Can you guys hear me loud and clear? If you guys can hear me, please, I would love you to drop a comment in the comment section below. I'm still here and I would love to hear your comment, your feedback about that. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Okay, great, great. Okay, so the probably the network or probably is mine, but I think since it's now good, I think it's great. So we have this. Like I said, this is actually very important. This is actually very, very important for you. For Oluwadarasimi, the previous link is also trying to just check the one that we had now. So there's a previous link. I would also try to look for it to send it to you. So good and fine. So now the next thing we'll be doing on our own library is touching these keyframes. And these keyframes is just doing at, you know how you have media query, how you have your media and screen for media query. For animation, it's called keyframes. So it's just a property that you just use for animation. But the next thing after keyframes is the name. You know, you have your animation that the next your media query that after media screen you do your max width or min width. In animation, after setting your keyframes, what you have next is the name of the animation. So the name of animation that we're trying to do, you can call it anything, but remember the name and let your name be generic and like meaningful. So I know that these things are actually scrolling, so I can just call them scroll. I can just call them scroll. If I call it Toby to work, if I call it any name, if I call it Femi, it will work. Paul, it will work. Any name at all. But I don't think it's actually good for you to be doing that. But the basic I want people to just know is that you can call it any name, but the name should just be something you can actually look out to. So you have this now. So the next thing I'll be doing is now every keyframe property has a they have two property, either from that's your from and to, which is also same thing as 0% and 100%. So equivalence of this from is 0%. Equivalence of this to is 0%. So if in case you look at any tutorial or you are trying to copy a code online and you see them using 0% here or they're using 100% here, you don't get confused and be like, oh, why did they use 100%? Why did they use 0%? Why is it like that? And you'll be like, this thing is not working or it's not working the way I want it to be. So what this interprets is that from this is like from this particular point that is refresh like loading your that from means as you load your system, immediately your system refreshes. That's where the from is starting from. So the to is like where is it getting to? So the next minute, what is it doing? So if you say immediately it lands on your system, you say as you're landing in, I want the margin to like you should have the margin left. That means it's going left, then it's now going back to 0. So you see that animation, and you see that something will go like this and it stop here, maybe something like this. Okay, I need to refresh the screen for me to actually see that. Something like this, see something like this. So they just use things like, see what they used in doing that. This sliding that they have set, and the sliding is taking that, okay, it's taking 100% coming in already, and the margin left is 100%, then starts from 0%. The width is now from 100% to 300%, so getting bigger. So starting from a very small width, getting to a very big width. So equally, you can style anything. What you just need to know about the from and the to property is how is it going to start? What is it starting from? How is it going to load? Then also other properties that you can set and say, which is like setting when you're using your from or to, when that's the good about the percentage. So as also percentage, what should happen? So that's why you see some animations that as you are loading down, you are scrolling down your website, you are seeing it moving. Other things is changing. It's changing little by little. That is the effect of using all these. Maybe that's 75%, 20% from 75% to, you understand, so it's percentage. It can be 0, 25, any percent you want it to be, any percentage you want it to be. I hope you are following. If you are following, please drop a comment section, drop a comment in comment section below. So now that I have this, what I just need for my own ammunition is just, because I know there is just something that is, there's no breakage, it's just moving. I don't want any other style between, or I don't want any other style after. So what I can just do is just call my property. The first thing I will do is, let me say I have this scroll part. So I'll say from, can be from or 0%, like I said. From this, then the next property that I would have is so. Then now, what did I want to happen? If I had that from to, what did I want to happen? It's just there. What is the distance and what's the animation property that I want to put here? But like for animations to work, you can do any different thing. But this one, for this one to work, I need a property called transform, because that's what will make it work. Then what is transform in CSS? I said this last week, and I also want to say it again. Transform in CSS. Transform in CSS property applies in 2D, 3D elements, which allows you to rotate, scale, move, and skew, etc., etc. So you should know that transform actually lets you to rotate this editor. So that's what transform is. And our own property now, what is it doing? It is scrolling, like what is it called? Moving. It's moving, translating. It's moving from one side, translating to one side to another dimension. So and translate is in two properties. You can either translate S or you translate Y. But for our own sake, it will be translating X because translating, you know how you have your diagram in your, what is it called? In your graph. You know, X is always like this, then Y is always the horizontal way or vertical way. Either ways, I confuse horizontal and vertical most times sometimes. So I think, well, that's actually very fine if I can know the difference when I need it. So it's always like a straight line either ways or slanted this way. So what I will just say now is I will just put, like I said, transform property is what I need, and I tell you what transform does because that's what I need. Transform, then I want it to translate this way because translate, like I want it to be moving in what is it called, in X direction. But before I do that, so let me just say translate. As you can see, they're giving me options. I can either translate in 3D, translate in X, translate in Y, translate in Z. For the engineers that we have, you know all these Y, X, Z, this thing is in, what is it called? What course is that of? But let's leave that alone. So translate X. So that, okay, we have translate X in MR, yeah, MR. So we have translate X. And in my translating X, what I want you to do at the first part is moving like this. So at the beginning, it's like it's pausing, then it's moving. If you see it from here, it's more like if I should let me try to refresh the screen and let's see what we have. There's a pause, then there is movement. It's almost like there's a pause and then movement. So I will just say when the translating there, starting from 0%, nothing is there or zero. None of me putting percentage, zero. Then now what is happening next? Is moving in that direction. Normally you should know I put this as 0 in px, but so if I'm to do it, I will just say transform. I don't know what should happen to it. Transform, then I can say um transform. I can say minus, oh, translate rather. Where's my translate? I almost forgot that. Translate x also. Then I would now say minus because it's going like this, clockwise and anti-clockwise, going the clockwise way. If I put it at normal distance, that means going this way, right way. When it's going the clockwise, which is like minus. Tech is not like actually mathematics, but you need to be calculating little things, but they're not like difficult things to calculate. So, but there are mathematical terms that are used in them. For example, all these margin left, margin right, the numbers that you have to put, you need to do a little addition and subtraction in them. So this is what I need. But if in case that sometimes that you are not actually taking the whole width, it's always very good to reference the percentage of what you're actually doing. That's the entire percentage of what, but because I've not had any entire percentage, I can just leave it. But if I added an entire percentage, that's when I'll start doing this calculation. You see some part where you see like calculation, try to calculate whatsoever that I did, but I don't think I want to do this so that I don't blow up anybody's head or something. So I'll just go very simple so that you understand it and how simple it can actually be. So, oh, your dashboard is not opening. It's only Femi that is following because I can only see Femi only saying he's following. I hope I've not lost everybody or anyone. If I have lost anyone, please just call my attention back to it. Umar Farouk, your dashboard is not opening. I would like to know the error you're actually getting in it. So the basic thing about animation is one, this. Then now let's go to the other basic thing that will make it work. Remember, what I'm targeting now is the slides. Because I've now done the property that I need. I've gotten the property that I need. I've gotten everything I need. Uh, So what I need to do now is now target the slide, and the slides is like moving everything. So the parent that is housing everything there. So for me to do that, I'll just call. I think I already have that slide, so I have it here already. I've called it already, so I don't need to like call it again. So what I can just do now is I can say animation, which is very very important. This animation super important. You need to call it. So animation. Then what did I want it to do? Let me close it first. Like I told you here, animation that property needs, what is it? Needs four elements. So let me just do this. I'll copy this and I would explain. I'll copy this. So I'll say, so that I would be able to explain it one by one. I'll copy this. Animation duration, I'll put mine to be at 30 seconds. Or then animation name. Remember, what is my animation name? Let me copy this and take it up, because cascading says it starts from up then to down. So let me just put it above it. So I called it what? Scroll. That's my animation name. So instead of sliding, I'll put my own to the scroll. Remember, this is very important. This is what is actually taking it. So then, what do I want it to do? As you can see from here, what is it doing? It's moving and it's not stopping. So it's continuous movement. But the moment when you maybe load up some sites and you see that okay, it just only moves once up, then it stops. Then you can use those things like alternate or any other property that you have. So, but me, because I know that mine is continuous movement, uh, I will not be using alternate, and that's my iteration count is infinite. And sorry, infinite. So the infinite, good and fine. I already have it as infinite. Then what direction is it going? The direction is going is how? It's going like this. And in mathematics, this means linear. So I say that a little mathematics is also in animations when you're trying to style it, but it's not like it's something that you cannot know. It's very, very easy to know. So as you can see, it's moving like this in the mathematics section. So what I'll just say is animation direction. I can say linear, not linear algebra for those that are actually, run linear algebra, so when you're solving it, it's also something like straight. But don't let us go into that. So we have this. This is what is converted into this animation. Then you have, you can remember 30 seconds. Then you have scroll. Then you have infinite, infinite. Then you have linear. What they converted into this, as you can see here. Where is it? Something like this. Yeah. So okay, let me save. Let me first of all comment this out. Let me comment it out and let me run. Let me refresh rather. Let me refresh here so that you can see it very well. Yes, our animation has started. As you can see, now it's moving. But wow, it's running. It's running than I expected it to actually run. And it's not like that means you still need to do a lot of copying and pasting. So before I do that, what I'll do is I would increase this first. So let me say 40. Let me see. Now I think it's slow, but it's still fast. So let me still increase it. I think it's still fast a bit to some extent. But before I continue this, let me now, because I see that I still have a little lag. So I'll just copy from here again. I'll copy it multiple times and paste. So where is the ending? It's ending here. Wow, it's running. Oh, I don't want it to run this way. Okay, seconds. Sorry. Let me reduce this. Let me reduce this to 20. Let's see. Wow, is something wrong? Why is it running this very fast? I don't expect it to run this fast. It should even be slower. Okay, please, I want to understand what margin left is doing for the slides. Okay, the margin left, I'll go back to it, but first I need to get why this is running this way. Let's see what they called, what the percentage they gave theirs, the seconds they gave theirs. Let's see. Oh, no. So let's see. Translate 3D, rotate. I need to check. I'm trying to check for the seconds they use for the animations. But I think they use pure what is it called, transform, and this is I'm not seeing that. Why this is fast, I still need to like figure it out and know why it's running. I don't know where it's running to actually. Just needs to stop running. Did I make a mistake somewhere? There is no mistake. I think the 30 was even a bit okay. I think so. Okay, let's just see. Now it's not even running again. That stopped running. That stopped running. So let me check why and what happened in it. So let me just comment this out. So sorry. Comment out. Then this comment. Then I would have. Let me try this. So scroll first. And it is not even the issue. Did I add something somewhere? I guess I've added a bug somewhere that I'm not seeing. Let me control Z, please. I've either changed something somewhere. I've either changed something somewhere. Because now it's not even scrolling again. Wow. This increase the duration. I'm not sure is the duration. I just think I without omitted something that I just need to like read out and see. Because everything here seems perfect and good. But why it's not running is another thing that I'm just trying to figure out. It was moving and what we're just changing since had just been with Ctrl Shift R. Let me hard reload. No. I will try to open code pen now. Because all this can actually be frustrating sometimes. It's not moving here also. You can point me out to what I changed. Oh, oh. I actually removed something. Truly. Let me see. Where is it? Where is this part? I think I removed. 100 pixel. Let me see. Okay. I think it's back. Yeah, so this is it. I never added something here before, so that's why. And it's running more than themselves. That shouldn't be. There is an overlap somewhere. Minus 0% is running very well. And I think I'll just have to use the calculate that I have previously been ignoring and say minus 100 px asterisk 7. Wow. Then yeah, I can just give it where is it slides, yeah, I'll just give it a width. Let's see. Wow. Oh, perfect. So I think this is better. What I just did was I added a width to my slides. Then I also minus that's like I did this. So sometimes what you actually feel was working, what worked before just stopped working. But right now it's overflowing, which I would have to like check why it's overflowing. But I think the major focus of this tutorial, our tutorial is just to get animations, how we can actually use the logic of animation. One is running faster than one, which is just this part. So I would just have to like check, and that's because this thing are actually too much. It's calculating 14, and I think what I have is more than 14. And if I change this, let me just change it to 200. No, that was 200. Oh, so let's see. It's still running fast. It's still running fast than the other ones. This part, and that is from it's from this translate part, this to translate part that the bug is from. So it's just something that I would have to like debug and probably give. But when I'm sending out this code out, I would ensure that that part is properly fixed. The top part is properly fixed. It was percentage. Are you sure? Let's see. You might actually be right. But it's still like that. So I'm not sure it's that percentage is there. It's not the percentage. It's not the percentage. It's not the percentage. It was not percentage. I don't think percentage is the issue. It's from this translate part. These two translate part. Like I said, it has everything about animation has to do with something like calculation, not calculation per se, but just the little calculations to know what is moving and which one is moving, at what point is this moving to actually get it correctly. So good and fine. So good and fine. I don't know. Ah, sorry. On my own, on Matishola, actually, that is because what I would like to know what type of system you are using. If you are using an AMD system or Pentium system, I would advise try to get a core system because using an AMD or core Pentium system makes your system kind of slow and act somehow. So I would advise if you can switch to a core system, it will be very great. A minimum of Core i3, it will be very, 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 very good and great for you. So that's the advice I would like to give you. I'd like to give. Okay. So can we go into that JavaScript? I would also love to know if if people now have like a little basic understanding of JavaScript from the classes you probably watched or something. So I'd like to know who can tell me what JavaScript is majorly used for. Someone just tell me what you understand by JavaScript. How is JavaScript used? Okay, Core 5 Intel inside. Oh, actually, well, I know that system programming not as if it drains system, but it actually check system spec sometimes and can actually add differently. So okay, good. Who can tell more JavaScript is and how does JavaScript works? I think reducing the number of content I had there solved the issue of it moving to the other part. So I think this is it. That content I think I added much content that was actually too much and it was battling for help. So that one I removed. As you can see, it's moving at the normal speed, no overflowing. It's not even getting close to this at all. It's being consistent. So I think that's from the content. Okay, great. JavaScript is used to define operations and give instructions in the web page. Great, Paul, that's true. As in interacting with the user, correct, exactly. Fine. Please, you mentioned the sharing code. Where will you share it to? I'll share it to Slack. I'll share this code to Slack. It's not much, it's not a big thing, and I think it's very, very minute. What I did there is very, very, very small. So I think it's very, very small. Okay, functionality. Got it, just yeah. What's functionality? What do you mean by functionality? I would like to expatiate it a bit. JS is used to make out HTML interactive, like make it functional. Oh yeah, good, great. That's actually very true. JavaScript is responsible for functionality of your website. Femi, absolutely correct. But should I tell you that JavaScript is like is even though HTML and CSS is like a model of computer, what is it called? Programming. I say HTML and CSS is this thing. But JavaScript is also like for almost all the responsive web page I actually using, JavaScript is very, very, very key. Because first, I would ask, do you know that your browser is built with JavaScript? Like it has JavaScript enabled in it? Have you ever figured out or checked it? Then what is the browser even built with? How does it even work? What works more majorly in Java in this state? You would always see that every time you come down to Java, you will always see something about JS here. Or almost every time you see almost everything JS. Like it runs on JavaScript. Let me do something for you. You see YouTube without JavaScript, YouTube is as good as nothing. Are you aware of that? Do you know YouTube is as good as nothing without JavaScript? Those big websites without JavaScript, do you know that as good as nothing? And some website that would even try to fight for help without JavaScript, they're also as good as nothing. So let me show you. This is how YouTube looks like. Uh you can see it's trying to load. Okay, no, let me go to where there are videos actually. Home is loading. You can see it's loading images and videos and all this. Wow, cool. But now let me go back to my system and let me disable. Let me go to my settings and let me disable JavaScript. Settings. Let me disable JavaScript. How can I disable that? Let me go to my security. Um, this JavaScript side. So let me don't allow sites to use JavaScript. I've disabled this, right? Let me now go back to YouTube. Let me refresh YouTube. What do you think would happen? YouTube will never load more than like this. See, what you just see on YouTube it will be this. It won't load. You will not see anything. You will only be seeing this image trying to load up CSS. What's happening? It's not seeing JavaScript in it. It's trying to load up JavaScript, but it's not seeing any JavaScript element in it. This page has also the request frame. The request has been blocked. Like it cannot see JavaScript. It's not seeing JavaScript and it's throwing up errors here also. Like and nothing is being shown. So have you seen that JavaScript is even greater than HTML? Yes, HTML is very important, but JavaScript is very, very, very vast. And I don't think if I go to let me go to Google.com. At Google.com, this just looks plain. Let me look for I am a front end. It's not even looking. It's not even giving me my search option. Dev. Let's search. See how white and no image, nothing, just plain HTML, then maybe CSS. When I click on image, see how it looks, moving up and down. This is not the normal, what is it called, that we used to see now. See how it's moving up and down, like aligning center, videos, like it's not showing the proper way. If I even go to GitHub, let me go to GitHub and let's see what we have on GitHub. What's happening? It has showed me that it has finished loading on my load time here. But you can just see that this page just keeps loading. It keeps loading. It's not seeing JavaScript. You can't see the JavaScript in it. So now you see that for it to be the site, it's not just by making it responsive, making it sweet enough. If even I go to Jumia, it will be the same thing. Jumia. You know, Black Friday is on, and I know a lot of people will be ordering things, but still, see how Jumia looks. See, plain. Aside all this image I'm showing here, for me to even get something, see how it's looking. Without JavaScript, a lot of things will go very different. So let's check our own site ourselves. Training.zuri.team. Let's see. So it's even telling us that it was enable JavaScript to run this app. Why? It's built with React.js. It's not opening. So you've seen that without JavaScript, a lot of things will be very wrong in your website. So then you now know that for you to be a very good developer, you need to learn JavaScript. So having seen all these good functionalities about JavaScript, what JavaScript can do, how awesome JavaScript is, then there is a big reason to check out how to use JavaScript and how to load JavaScript and how it can work. See the normal YouTube, Google, this is how it looks. See, black, like this. The image is not even going to go to, it's not going to center. See, as you can see, not like that I moved to the center. This one is showing normal. Same thing with YouTube. If I should refresh. So JavaScript is super important, great thing to use. But I would advise you learn the basics. Don't just be a developer that knows just HTML and feel comfortable with it. Don't be comfortable with JavaScript with that. Yes, JavaScript is very tedious and it looks very overwhelming, and it's something that I would want you to always say, try to learn it. Though I would also get a way to, before tomorrow's class, make a slide. Like as usual, on my Sunday's class, I try to make a slide to talk about something very new. But because today we just have 30 minutes more and I know that people might have questions, I would go into JavaScript and telling people some of the things you need in JavaScript. And I'll be using this page to do that. Great. So, first, do you know that JavaScript is the most popular word programming language? See, almost every programming language has one effect with JavaScript. If your browser is using JavaScript, talk more of um, some of other things that are actually using the browsers. So take it like that because one, if you're a Python developer learning Django, I will tell you that for you to connect your APIs to a probably front end or something, because most of your front end will be built with React or something, and there is JavaScript. Everything almost on your web is JavaScript. JavaScript is the programming of web. Yes, JavaScript looks a little bit difficult, but I can tell you that JavaScript to an extent is easy. So, but all you need to like use to break down JavaScript to make it easier is following the basics, and also don't skip tutorials. Even though everything may not be covered to the end, but the basics will be given to you. But the first thing for you to get about JavaScript, mhm, there's JavaScript of the server, that is a client, and there's also JavaScript of the, what is it called? The client and server. But we'll not be going into that today. We'll not be discussing about that today. What we'll just be discussing is just the, for as a beginner, the basic syntax for you to know in JavaScript. And probably we'll be building maybe something very little. Like I said, I would want us to build this. Among one of our tasks, which I will look for it, put it in this. But now it will be in the calculator model. To be in the calculation model. So good and fine. Now that people have known a little of how this JavaScript works, what this JavaScript is, how it can be used. But now, how do you even write JavaScript out to print on your element? Like printing out JavaScript, how do you do it? First, one of the things people will be coming across is this document. What is document? What is document in JavaScript? Let's check it out also. What document means in JavaScript? Because as a beginner, you'll be using this document a lot. You'll be using it a lot. So, yeah, in W2 schools, let's check. So, there's actually in DOM, but I don't think they have a full explanation about document. But document majorly is like saying input and all this, what is it called? The way you have your tags and all that. Document also works that way. For the DOM, document is very important. For you to use any, maybe call a property in a pure JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript, you need this document. If you need to print out anything with JavaScript, you need this document. If you need to alert anything, like pop up anything to your window in JavaScript, you need this document. So document is actually very, very important. So first, there are also some ways to actually tag, because you're always using your JavaScript and tagging it to HTML tag, to an HTML tag. And the way to do that, let me see if I can open. Let me just reduce this. If at all, let me remove this. Let me just create a div. There are a lot of functions that you can do with JavaScript, and the way to actually get into to touch, because the JavaScript is using whatever is in your HTML tag. Aside you are using those React, even though we are using React, you still need JavaScript, because React is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for me to call any tag in my HTML tag, probably this is, I need this document. Then now, what do I need to do? There are different ways to call properties in this. You have what they call get elements, by ID. Very simply, you're actually targeting ID. Then you also have another one that is called, you have class name. Let me open my VS Code, because I think that's very best, because I also want to teach you how to link, how to go about linking and all that. Let me just open a new folder. Which this thing. Okay, great. So instead of using, because I don't want us to get familiar, we're trying to use just which using CodePen, because we are developers. So apologies that we're using CodePen. VS Code is actually the best part we should actually use. So I'll remove all this. There are ways of linking, just as you have your CSS, let me start from the very basics. Just the way you have your CSS linking, you have your internal linking, you have your external linking, you have your inline linking. Also, in JS, you have that too. So if at all you need to link something, maybe your JS to your index, what you need to do is call a property called script. It's called script. This is it. Script. That's what JavaScript uses, and it uses SRC. The way you have that image, but now it's called SRC. Yeah. Then you link it to your JS. What is your JS name? Dot main. This is it. So this is the way to link. This is the way to link an external JavaScript. This is the best way to link an external JavaScript. Okay, I should zoom in. Okay, I feel you should be able to see it now. So this is the way to do external. To do in internal, what you just do is, as JavaScript, you write your, what is it called here? Your JavaScript. You write whatever you need here. I'll just remove this. I write whatever you need here in JavaScript here. So those are the other ways. Then internal is, that is like you want to do inline. Is calling, that one is always very easy, but you use it probably on an element that isn't on click, or calling that document directly in your SRC or whatever way. Yes, the script can be yeah or yeah, but I would always advise you, don't put it here. Always try to put it here. Put it down. Always try to put it here. Always try to put it in the body, the down, and it should be the last part. That's the normal ideal way. There are several ways you can do it, but this the ideal way is actually put it down, because the issue is that if I should have one down and I should put another thing here, another JavaScript this here, they can conflict. I may not be able to trace my properties very well. So that's it. So I have this. So let me just say automatically I've linked this. Oh, main.py. Let me cancel this. I have this. But for practice sake, to see that I have linked this, I'll just do something right now. I'll test something right now to show that I've linked. I'll copy something from the P3 schools and I'll paste it here. Then I'll just change. I'll go to my element part and just say, just for the test sake, in my index part, what I'll just do is copy this and I'll paste it here just for testing. I'll explain everything and I'll tell you that's how to do inline linking and external. I'll just show you how to do the inline linking and the external one. So let me just run my live server. So I have this. So click me. So sorry. Let me pause this. So I have this. Okay. So save. Where is it? Oh, block. Click me. Hello JavaScript demo. This. Remember ID. Trying to get something from W3 schools. And it's now okay. I was scared. So if I click this, it shows hello JavaScript. Hello JavaScript. And now let me explain this. This is like your inline linking. For me to do it in an external way, what I'll just do is copy this. Remember, I can create a script and say, let me give it main.js. Then here, I'll paste what I just copied from there. I'll paste this. On click, I'll call sorry. I've not really started. I just want to show you people how to do the inline linking and all. On click, let me just put this here. On click, hello JavaScript. Same way, as you can see, my JavaScript is not here. My this thing is not here. This is external. I'm calling it from main, putting it here. So there are several ways of linking JavaScript. Inline, external. I can still come here, either doing this, copy everything that I have here, and pasting it here, removing this. And it will still give me what I want. Oh, I think this does not want to work. But there's also something, almost something like this, which I would also get in touch with. So this should actually also something like this that would also work the way actually I wanted it to work. But I think this is not working. So good and fine. So there are several ways of linking JavaScript. But now let's talk about the tags and the syntax of those JavaScript elements, because those are what we actually need, and those are what we are even supposed to be talking about in this tutorial. So the first one I said is the get element by ID. And what I say get element by ID does is you are trying to target an ID. Get element by ID is trying to target an ID. So what we have here, it says returns a reference of first object specified value of the ID. That's what get element by ID. And how can we make this work? For example, you have a p tag. ID in CSS in HTML is always like this. So you can give the p tag, let's say hello. Then you have here, you can say Ade. So you can use this ID, get element by ID to target this Ade, to target this p tag. So that's what that get element by ID does. And let me give you an example of that. Even though I showed you one, but let me give you an example of that. Let me explain what I did there. If, for example, there is this, then the proper principle, let's see the output of this, is are they good and fine. For me to target this ID, I need some properties. Let's say I need the document property, document dot get element by ID. Then what's the ID? Let's say, for example, what did I call it? I called it hello, and I paste it here. Then there's a way I can change the element inside. There's a day I can change it to another thing. I'm only trying to explain this get element behind what it does. I can say inner.html equals, let's say, bimbo. So let's see what happens. Have I called it? Let me call my script tag here. Script slc dot slash main. Let's see what would happen. Bimbo. Remember what I used there was Ade. So these are the little tricks that this get element behind it can do, and also the what is it called? JavaScript can be done, can use JavaScript to do. Like they're a little tricky, they're funny. You can just change you can change the body, you can change anything with JavaScript. So the way you're interacting with your HTML tag, you can use JavaScript. As they say, JavaScript is used to interact with HTML tag. You can use it to interact with anything. So as I've used this get element by ID, there's another property also called class. You can also target class. Get element by class name. So you know what this one will be now? Is maybe I have class get element by tag name. Let me see P. The class name, because I'm not using that class name. Okay. So this is P. And this is main. Let's see. Bimbo. This is showing as Ade. And this is actually weird. But I have a P tag here. Let me try another thing on that and say oh wow. I'm still here. I'm still here. Let me try it in a function instead. Function um hello. I'll try to use the property of that get element by tag. So let me say I come here and I do this. Hello is not defined. Okay, I've not saved this. Cannot set properties of undefined. Set background color of hello. Wow. So let me just use inner.html. Let me see. Wow. This is actually looking very weird because this is actually the normal way I this tag is supposed to be run rather. There's something wrong. No. Okay, I think what I'll just do is my tomorrow's class. I'll probably prepare for all this and ensure that these bugs are not happening and not responding the way I expect them to be. So I think I'll just work on that so this doesn't happen again tomorrow. Because it's very obvious something is wrong and something is not it's not picking up something. It's not picking up something. Because this is even a code directly from the military schools that is rejecting and it's looking very, very weird. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. No cause for a little bit, a lot of alarms. I guess everything will surely be okay. And I would ensure that by tomorrow, I'll make sure that it's going to be better than this. I think there's another class by 5, so I need to give room for the next mentor for that. But I don't think we really went through JavaScript, but I know by tomorrow's class we'll be able to go through JavaScript proper. Apologies for today, guys. Okay, bye bye, guys.